Hey folks, Will Brink here, and today I'm going to review the Silent Thunder Fusion holster by Garret Industries, which is an IWB style holster, a style of holster that I have never reviewed. I have always reviewed belt slide style holsters. In fact, I originally reviewed the Garret Industries Silent Thunder belt slide, which I am a fan of. And I have reviewed it, and if you want to check out the review to get an idea of what's special and interesting about these holsters, you can hit the button right here, which is going to go away shortly, and it's gone. I'll tell you, to be honest, before I get into this review, I've never been an IWB person. I've always felt that unless you required the IWB for the additional concealability for particular reasons, there was no reason to wear them because they're not particularly comfortable in my experience, and they don't generally draw that well. And if you don't need to, that is, you can dress around your carry rig. I personally would always default to a belt slide, and so this review is really honestly coming from somebody who's not a fan of IWB holsters as a rule. And I'm not going to say I've tried them all out there, because I haven't, of course, but my experience in the past was, again, if I have to do this, I'll do it because I need the additional concealability. But if I don't have to do it for a reason, I'm going to go with belt slide. So I'm going to admit a little bit of my bias here. And with that introduction, let's get to this review. This is the Garret Industries Silent Thunder Fusion holster. And as mentioned at the beginning of this vid, I have a little bit of a bias on IWB holsters, and so for me to actually be swayed into liking such a holster, much less tolerating, is actually, to me at least, after almost 20 years of almost daily CCW, an impressive feat. So let's get into this particular holster and the way it is designed. The back of it is pigskin, which is very soft, very tough, and very comfortable against your skin, I have to say. And what Garret has done is, between the pigskin and a very high grade of leather, has sewn in a piece of high-density closed cell foam, which doesn't really add much for width, but adds a lot of comfort. I mean, I don't think you can see it, but it's very soft, and it is very comfortable. And after that layer, you have, as you can see, he uses a very high-grade quality of leather, and then you have what the company is known for, which is the Kydex with I don't know if you can see that, and you can see how flexible and soft this thing is. But what Garret does that no other company I know of does is fuse a very high grade quality gun leather to Kydex, and that is sort of what makes their holsters unique, and that's what you see in the belt slide. But he has basically, why I guess it's called a fusion, is it is a fusion of the Kydex with this leather backing, closed cell foam, and pigskin. And I will tell you, if this isn't the most damn comfortable holster I have ever worn, it has to be certainly in my top favorites. And again, not being an IWB guy, I'll tell you, I purchased it and wore it basically every day for the last few months, so that I could give it a fair judge before commenting on it, and I really cannot say anything negative. As you can see, there are belt height adjustments, so depending on of course, your torso height and length and the depth that you want it to sit in your pants, and however you want it, that can be set up. The draw, or should I say the holster, and the retention is really good, is quite solid. Is quiet and smooth, as you can hear. Unlike, again, that's why it's called Silent Thunder. That is, it tends to be very quiet, and of course you don't eat away at the finishing of your gun on a Kydex surface. So I would say that this is not the most inexpensive holster on the market as IWB goes, but for a little more money than a lot of IWB holsters, I think regular carriers of IWB will be very happy with this, and I would bet to say that even those like myself that have been notoriously not fans of IWB carry will like this holster. And not only did my test prove to me that I am now an IWB convert, at least for one of these. I think it's actually going to become my daily carry, and what I'll probably do is a year follow-up video from today, as I did with the belt slide, and see how it wears. But so far, if it wears like the other Garret products, I expect this to look almost identical to this in a year's time. And I hope this video helps your holster decision, and if you like it, please hit the like and the Twitter buttons and all that, and have a good one.